It's gonna suck to hear this, but heartbreak is one of the best things that could ever happen to you in your life. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to get over a breakup, and more importantly, how to channel it and use it as a catalyst for making every aspect of your life better, especially without that bitch. My name is Stirling Cooper. I'm an award-winning adult film star, former high-class male companion, and I'm here to help you improve your sex life. Some of the most successful moments in my entire life have come in a 3 to 6 month period directly after I had my heart broken. So I'm going to teach you guys today my personal strategy for getting over breakups that I've used throughout my life, and most importantly, how you can channel this fuck you energy into absolutely dominating every aspect of your life during that period of time, immediately after a breakup. Yes, breakups suck. Yes, having a heart broken sucks. Yes, she was probably a bitch. Yes, you probably did deserve it. Okay, it's time to stop being a whiny little bitch. I don't mean to be an asshole here, but I'm your big brother, and I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. So, first things first, you need to channel the right energy after a breakup. Emotion is an extremely useful catalyst for change. Now, what you'll find is that most dudes, in particular, don't really make any significant changes in their life until they've had some or gone through some kind of emotional turmoil, some really traumatic kind of emotional experience. And for a lot of guys in today's day and age, that tends to be a breakup, especially at a younger age, having their heart broken for the first time. So what you need to realize is there's two kind of paths, two kind of choices you have once you get your heart broken, once you get dumped or whatever. One is self-pity, whiny little bitch boy mode. And that is just, you sit there and you wallow in your own goddamn self-pity. Oh, woe is me, life sucks. This was so unfair, this was so bad, she's a bitch, I didn't deserve this, the life's unfair, men are treated awful, blah, 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 blah. Cool? That might all be totally true. It doesn't help you one little bit. The other side of the coin, the other path you can take, is the one that I want you to focus on. And that is channeling what I call fuck you energy. Spite is one hell of a motivator. Like righteous retribution. And I don't mean righteous retribution in like an angry way. I mean it in a way of like, all right, motherfucker, you thought I wasn't good enough for you. You didn't think I was a good enough boyfriend. You wanted to break my heart. You maybe she cheated on you. Whatever it is. It's time for me to make you regret your decision. And more importantly, make her regret that decision and never get a second chance with you ever again. And there's a few steps, key steps I'm going to show you in this video today, which will ensure that you don't cave into the temptation of reaching out and contacting her again. Part of the ability to be so righteous in your rebirth is the fact that you will never let this bitch have any power over you ever again. So channeling this fuck you energy, this desire to prove somebody wrong, for me personally, has been one of the single greatest motivators of my entire life and has led me to accomplish all kinds of fantastic things. So I would highly encourage you to tap into that energy as well, because this energy is typically in abundance after you go through a breakup. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you remove her from your sight. So, I mean, you cut her off on social media. You don't necessarily have to block her, but unfollow all of her social media. You maybe even like remove her name and photo in your contacts. You don't really want, there's no reason for you to still be talking to her for the most part. Okay, maybe if you have a kid together or something, okay, it's kind of unavoidable, or I don't know, maybe you work together. That's probably a bad situation to get into in the first place. But maybe you work together. Okay, it's kind of unavoidable. But for the most part, you want to remove any, you want to remove seeing anything about her and her life on a daily basis, because if you don't, you're gonna end up stuck in this whiny little bitch boy mode where you're like looking at her life. And because women get over one thing's for damn sure, women get over breakups way quicker than dudes do, and women move on from breakups way quicker than dudes do. So in fact, if a girl's breaking up with you, she was breaking up with you in her mind like 6 to 8 months prior to the end of the official end of the relationship. That's an unfortunate thing to hear, but it's probably true. So you want to stop yourself getting into that whiny little bitch boy mode, so you don't expose any of her life to your mind. Like, you don't want to see any of it, interact with any of it, think about it, give a shit about it at all. The first one is all social media. Stop following her. Okay. Second thing you want to do, any mementos or little trinkets or knickknacks, presents, postcards, shit like this that's laying around your house that remind you of her or that she gave you, throw that shit in the trash right now. If it's something really cool like a car, okay, maybe not. Or like, I don't know, like your laptop she bought you. Okay, if it's something you use for the work, cool. But if it's like something like a memento or a memory or a photograph or any of that crap, fucking throw it in the trash immediately. Trust me, this really, really helps you get over breakups much, much quicker. Because if you have that thing sitting around in your house and you look at it, you're gonna be reminded of it. You kind of want to erase her from your memory in one aspect, and then the other aspect, that pain that you feel, you still use that as fuel on your fire. And we'll get into that in a second. It's important to understand that you've got to be pretty ice cold. Otherwise, you'll sit there being a sad sack. And remind yourself that she ain't sitting around feeling sorry for you, because she's probably moved on already. So this is part of becoming a man. This is part of learning how to deal with women. This is part of learning how to, have control over your own emotions as a man and not having your emotions control you. A couple of things I'll say to immediately avoid doing, because if you fall into these behaviors immediately after a breakup, it's because you're in whiny little bitch boy mode, and you're defaulting to reacting to your emotions. Don't go out and drink alone. Don't go out and get self-pity drunk and drink by yourself and wallow in your own self-pity. And don't jerk off immediately either. Those are two habits that dudes will tend to do if they get their heart broken, if they end up out of a bad relationship. They'll tend to jump into these two bad habits to just get some kind of positive emotion in their life, some quick fix emotion. That's whiny little bitch boy mode. You need to channel your energy and focus into long-term goals and long-term successes, things that you can immediately start taking action on right now, which you're going to see a benefit later on down the line. So, as something else you could do, say, for example, instead of doing that, what could you do? Okay, whip yourself up a really, really healthy meal and eat that. Start losing some fucking pounds. Start losing some weight. Start getting cut. Go to the gym and lift the shit out of something. Get safely. Don't throw your fucking back out. But go on something. Go on like a pec deck. Go do some bicep curls. Get in there and just fucking obliterate yourself in the gym and feel amazing for doing it. This is part of channeling that fuck you energy I talked about. Channeling that self-righteous kind of angst into something that's going to positively help you in the long term and make you level up and be a better guy. I will say, in addition to don't isolate yourself and drink by yourself, I will say don't isolate yourself at all. Be around your buddies. Make sure, this is why it's important to have a close group of tight male friends in the first place. But the unfortunate mistake a lot of guys make is when they get into a relationship, they kind of cut those guys off and they spend more time with their misses and they spend less time with their boys. This is a mistake to start with. But after a relationship, make sure you reach out to your boys, connect to them, spend time around them. You don't necessarily have to sit there and, whinge and complain and unleash your feelings about the relationship to them. Just be around them. Just take the piss have a laugh, shoot the shit with each other, insult each other, do bro shit together. And more importantly, if you can immediately channel, again, this is channeling that fuck you energy, get your boys, go out, hit the clubs, hit the streets, hit on women. There is no faster way to get over a woman than sleeping with 10 new women. You sleep with 10, this is an old school piece of advice, but you sleep with 10 new women, you'll forget who the hell this bitch was, like, straight away. So, now that's not always going to be very easy, especially really coming out of a breakup. Most guys tend to give off some kind of like a needy energy, which women can typically pick up on if you're hitting on them. So, don't go out expecting results immediately. Hey, you might get results and that's fantastic, good for you. But don't expect them immediately. So go out, hit the clubs, hit the bars with your boys, just have fun and make, like, don't expect to not get rejected. In fact, go out and if you get rejected, interpret it as fun. Go out and get rejected with your boys so it's a laugh, so it's a fun thing, and so you become immune to that rejection. Because that's part of being a dude. That's part of being a dude is getting used to dealing with rejection and persisting in spite of it. Okay, this bitch rejected me, move on to the next one. I'll hit on this girl instead, and I'll hit on this girl, and I'll hit on this girl. End of the night, you've had a bunch of good time, you've had all these fucking funny stories of all these interactions, and you started gaining self-confidence, you've stopped giving a shit about what women think of you. And in particular, that bitch you've forgotten about now anyway. Basically, you want to spend the next 3 to 6 months absolutely crushing it at life and turning yourself into an upgraded version of yourself. You want to improve your looks, improve your fitness, improve your wealth, be more social, and basically just check the box on all the key aspects of life. And now you're not in a relationship, you actually have far more time to spend on those things. So the best thing you can do after a breakup is to focus with searing, laser-like focus on a couple of goals that is going to help you in the long term. I personally recommend the gym as one of the best ones you can work on, because it's just somewhere you can let out frustration and anger and energy. It's going to boost your testosterone levels, which are then going to make it far more productive for you to go out hitting on other girls and attracting new women into your life in general. Now, men are told a lot of lies in this day and age about women. So I highly encourage you to check out this video right here, where I talk about the 5 myths that sabotage your relationships with women if you want to avoid this kind of heartbreak ever again.